Welcome to the assessment video series presented by the CTLA. This series covers a variety of assessment topics, including the college-wide General Education Student Learning Outcomes Assessment method and process used at Chandler-Gilbert Community College. You're probably familiar with how some assessments are already used in our courses. Instructors assess student learning and performance at the course level through a variety of measures: quizzes, tests, essays, projects, portfolios, and so on. Our instructors do a wonderful job conducting these assessments, and it leads to new graduates each year. The Student Learning Outcomes, or the SLO, assessment process is a little bit different. The data collected through this process is used in programmatic and institutional decision-making. Instead of focusing on student learning and performance in a single course, the focus is placed on how well students are meeting previously identified outcomes across general education courses. The data from this assessment process provides us evidence for decision-making rather than relying on assumptions. So, what are student learning outcomes? Student learning outcomes, commonly called SLOs, express a shared college-wide articulation of expectations and life skills for all degree and certificate recipients. The SLOs represent a profile of our students at completion of their credential, and as such, also represent a promise to our students, their families, and our community. The faculty of CGCC have identified 4 general education student learning outcomes. 1. Critical thinking. 2. Oral communication. 3. Information literacy. And 4. Personal development. Students acquire knowledge, attitudes, and skills through their coursework and in co-curricular activities. When students graduate with a degree or certificate, transfer to a university, or enter the workforce, they should have met the 4 student learning outcomes. The SLOs are governed by the Student Learning Outcomes Assessment Committee, or SLOAC, in conjunction with the administration. These 2 groups review the outcomes and determine how they will be administered. You may ask yourself, why do we need SLOs? There are various answers to that, both internal to Chandler-Gilbert and external to it. Internally, the data is provided by instructors as they assess student performance in identified SLO areas. The college and programs then evaluate the data and make plans based on their evaluations. It allows us to see what we're doing and identify potential areas for improvement. It focuses our resources, people, places, funds, etc., toward improvement. This process is called closing the loop. CGCC also uses the SLO assessment information externally. The college is required to secure accreditation, and it is a standard practice for an accredited institution in the United States to provide assessment data based on college outcomes. The SLO assessment reports demonstrate that our decisions are based on evidence and confirms to our accreditors, the Department of Education, and our community that we are meeting our commitment to learning. If you have concerns about how the information you report will be used, Chandler-Gilbert Community College has committed to the following. The college will not use SLO assessment results punitively, to determine faculty position, to impinge upon academic freedom, to answer all questions about all students, or as the sole assessment provided to external entities. The rest of this video series will cover assessment methods and the CGCC Gen Ed SLO assessment process in depth, and provide strategies on how to effectively conduct your own assessments. If you would like more information on assessment at CGCC, please visit the CTLA assessment website at ctla.cgc.edu/assessment